Mark Tatum, Deputy Commissioner and COO of the National Basketball Association.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you all.
Dr. Richard Lapchick, thanks for being with us here on R&R on Sports.
Thank you for having me.
Civil rights icon, Dr. Edwards, how are you today?
I'm doing a heck of a lot better than I deserve, I'll tell you that.
Sports commentator, Scoop Jackson.
Good to be back on with you all.
Ian Griffey Jr., how are you today, sir?
I'm good. How about you guys?
It's R&R on Sports.
R&R on Sports. R&R on Sports. R&R on R&R.
It's R&R on Sports. Ha! That's different, huh? My name's Howard Robertson.
You sound like Wink Martindale.
What's your name, man? What's your name?
I'm the great with Larry Robinson. What's up, America?
Shake it up, man. Shake it up.
Oh, what's shaking up, brother?
Change it a little bit.
I'm going to start calling you Wink Martindale.
You got to be old. Don't nobody know who Wink Martindale is. You know, Wink Martindale was from Memphis.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Yep. Bob Barker, Wink Martindale.
Worked at WHBQ 56.
Wow.
Radio.
Wow.
That carries
History,
out
man.
where our show is broadcast in Memphis.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Memphis? What's up, Memphis?
Everybody, how's it going?
Man, it's wonderful, man. You know, a great weekend, great sports. You know, we got some big issues that are taking place in sports, man.
Where we do.
Well, first and foremost, I got to pay homage to the GOAT, and that would be Serena Williams. You know, Serena has announced that things are looking like she's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and that she's probably going to be hanging up her racket. And I am really, really excited to see what she does in the next phase of her life.
I am too. I see that this is part of our segment down the road to talk about, but it's really a brief conversation to me.
Yeah,
I'm saying that, you know, my thoughts are, you ready to go? You know when to go to the house? You ready to go to the house? I want you to do what you need to do.
Right.
And that's what she needs to do. She got a lot of life to live, and she's got a lot of life to live outside of the realm that has made her a household name. And so I'm looking forward to including being devoted to her and increasing her family.
Well, you know, what's interesting also is the fact that, you know, we just had the great movie King Richard, and then, you know, Venus is pretty much retired, and now you got Serena. And I just say it puts a capstone on an amazing career, an amazing family. And I just say, you know,
an amazing story.
An amazing story. Absolutely.
An amazing story.
And Richard Williams, you once again proving that fathers are just crucial in the development of their children. And you have the ability to make them champions. Shout out to Richard Williams.
Just as there are too few African Americans in tennis, few more now, and that's wonderful. There are even fewer that don't come up through the traditional ranks of juniors tennis. Venus and Serena did not.
Right.
They did not.
Right.
So let me tell you what happens. What happens, because my daughter was a tennis player, juniors tennis player, and went to college and played at the collegiate level. But if you don't come up through the system, okay, they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to,
really,
because you're an anomaly. Yeah.
So if you don't go through the normal hurdles, they truly are out to
normal juniors tennis circuit, like somebody that comes up playing basketball and not playing AAU ball and all of that.
Right.
But in tennis, they don't want you to succeed. So I'm saying that to say that everything that they could possibly do to assure and ensure that Venus and Serena did not succeed was done.
Well, hey, I can remember a few things that were pretty insulting that was happening in real life, watching them come along when they were young teenagers.
And it was only because of the tenacity of their daddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, man, we got an amazing show today.
Do we?
Oh, yeah, of course, man. We got street talk today, and we got some other commentary about what's happening with KD and what's going on in Brooklyn Nets. I mean, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. Did he get enough of a suspension? We got a lot. Brittany Griner, free Brittany. So listen, stay right there. We'll be right back on where?
The Kazukian Network. What's the name of the show?
R&R, baby.
That's it.
R&R on sports all
All right.
day.
Yo, this your boy Chris Brown.
David West, the Golden State Warriors. Hey, this is Dr. J,
This is Shaq Adocious.
Yo, what's up? This is Ice Cube.
and you're listening to a little R&R on sports.
Blues in the basement. Hello.
And the lyrics of the blues songs like Bobby Rush can sometimes be a little risque. We just got the music on.
Blues.
Instrumentals.
Loving it.
Blues in the Basement. Get together, let the good time roll. Part of the Kazukian Network.
Welcome to another edition of Fly on the Wall. Recently, there was a meeting between Roger Goodell of the NFL and his public relations team about his future as commissioner of the National Football League. And now, listen in as you become a fly on the wall.
Hey guys, thanks for getting together on such short notice. Of course, you know the situation and...
Shut up, Pete. That's very rude. Let him finish.
Well, I'm just saying, things don't look so rosy.
You're right, and that's why you're here, because I need to know just how we need to spin this thing.
Come on, Raj. You're toast, man. So however we spin it, we've got to spin you out of there. Either you resign or get sacked.
But how do I keep my good name?
You're good. What?
Shut up, Pete. That's more rude than before. But I think I got something. You're going to resign because guess what? You're blind. You can't see. You didn't see anything. The video or anything else. So you're resigning from the NFL to be a blind singer. Why should Stevie Wonder and Jose Feliciano be the only ones? We can call you Roger Charles, Ray's distant white cousin.
What?
Come on, try this. I got a woman.
I got a
Way
woman.
across town. She's good to me. Now try this. Baby,
good.
what I say.
Baby, what I
Baby, what I say right now.
Baby, what I
we'll
say
get it together.
right.
We'll get it together. Look, Pete, you still got Jay-Z's number?
Yeah, I got it. Just talk to Jay.
Call him.
I don't know
This is
about
going to be great. This is going to be great. Come on. I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Oh, Lord.
Hello?
Hey, Jay-Z. Listen, man, I'm calling with Roger Goodell, man. We got to, he's going to be the next great, listen to this. I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Way across town. She's good to me. Baby, it's gonna be dynamic, man. It's gonna be fantastic. But we need you to produce it, man.
Hey, B, put Blue down. Come on over and listen to this. Hey.
I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Way across town.
Way over there.
We can get it together in the mix, man.
Well, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh, yeah. Say, I got a woman way over town, good to me. Oh, yeah. She give me money.
Riffin' on jazz.
So all the artists today must be ladies.
Must be.
Oh, my favorite.
You got a problem?
No, that's my favorite.
See, I knew.
Riffin' on jazz on the Kazukian Network.
Welcome back to R&R on Sports. That was terrible, horrible.
Was that a little crisper?
What, you think that was crisper?
Crisper. More salient.
Creepier. Okay, so
what's up with you, brother?
We ain't even got to spend a whole lot of time on this. I am so tired of being in business, being a Black businessman. I know the struggle, an entrepreneur. I know the struggle that is out there. And I've been in business for 31 years. So I do not have any patience or any respect for an African American, particularly for a successful African American businessman that puts his business, his multi-million dollar business on the line on some BS.
Okay. What are you referring to?
I'm referring to Deshaun Watson.
Really?
Yes, that's entirely who
Why
I'm
would you
referring
say
to.
he put his business on the line?
Because
his multi-million-dollar business on the line.
Because you got to know and you got to understand on front that you're on Front Street all the time, every day, especially when you are your own product, when you are your own
your mini
business.
corporation.
Absolutely. And to be reckless. And you know that sometimes you know us.
Right.
You know guys.
Right.
And all I will say is that sometimes you can drown when all you're trying to do is get a portion of your anatomy wet.
Say that one more time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And, no matter what, 24 allegations and whatnot, everybody ain't wrong. Everybody ain't ganged up on you and whatnot. And nobody or hardly anybody believes that they just making that up. And that's just a figment of their
but he's
imagination.
he's not been tried or accused of raping.
No, but he has
sexually
settled. But he has settled. He has settled.
And I think that's a horrible precedent.
But
I think at this point, he's already lost a major portion of his career in this situation. His brand is totally tarnished. He probably will never get another endorsement at this point. So I think at this point, I kind of see it as I'm not sure that this is not some insidious plan by the Houston franchise, because I just find it really strange that none of this was a problem until he said, "I'm out of Houston." And then when he said he's out of Houston, that's when the owner came up. Now you got the owner's next door neighbor is the attorney that all these women are
you got 24,
and then all of them settled, but they were so insulted, but all of them settled except for. So I don't know where the truth is, and I don't want to give him a pass because you're right. He should have been way smarter than that.
When you said you don't know where the truth is, you don't know if the allegations are.
I just find it
correct.
to be awfully strange that all of a sudden, when the situation happened with the team, everybody started to had a problem, because it wasn't. No one had an issue until he decided to leave Houston. That was when all of this started, and then just so happens, the owner that talked the most trash and was the most racist is the same guy that lives next door to the attorney that all 24 of these women signed up with. I just find that kind of suspicious. I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson is not complicit in any way. I'm just saying there is some components of this situation that's kind of sketchy to me.
And I would agree that could well be, but even if that being said, even if whatever portion of it was contrived and calculated, if you will, he still had to put himself out there, man. He still had to put himself out there.
So what would you say about the Ben Roethlisbergers? What would you say about the Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots?
I'd say the same daggum thing. But I'd say the same thing. But there's one glaring difference between those three people.
Okay. One of those
Two
things
of
are not
them.
like the other. One of those things are not like the other.
I don't know what things
Well,
are.
you know
what things
Sesame
are.
Street.
What,
man.
what is
That's
not
Sesame
like
Street.
What
That's
is,
Sesame
what
Street,
is
man.
not like the other
One of
is
these things
is
not
complexion.
like the
Is
other.
complexion. So his experience, Deshaun's experience,
okay,
it's going to be markedly different from certainly Robert Kraft or Ben Roethlisberger.
You said his marketing is going to be different?
No, it's going to be markedly.
His marketing is going to be different?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, exactly.
That too.
The marketing, promotion,
So,
the PR,
all of that.
communications.
Absolutely.
Far different.
Absolutely.
Far different on how it comes down the pipe.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on KD? Thoughts on KD in that situation out there in Brooklyn?
If you are indeed the main ingredient, I say go for it. If you are simply an ingredient, I'm saying shut up and dribble.
Well, my thoughts are this.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I saw this, and please go back. I saw this as on paper being an amazing opportunity. However, when you look at the characters that are playing the major roles in this play, you got KD, who quit on OKC, went to a 3-win team, and then claims he's now a champion in the light.
And then he takes
then you have
reputation in his ring.
Then you take that, and then you go to and never been a leader anywhere. Now, then you take that and you go to Brooklyn. You bring along the biggest head case of all in Kyrie. And then you expect that all of this is going to be controlled with a second or third year GM and a first year coach. Steve Nash ain't coached nobody nowhere outside of being a consultant at Golden State Warriors, which they already had an infrastructure. So Kevin Durant had to sign off on Steve Nash hire. Kyrie Irving had to sign off on the Steve Nash hire, and Sean Marks have to be. To me, if I was Joe Tsai, I'd be looking at everybody because there's a lot of people complicit in this horrible situation.
And you got to ask yourself, why does he want Steve Nash gone? I would submit to you that a main reason he wants Steve Nash gone is because Steve Nash knows what the hell he's looking at. He knows who he is looking at when he is looking at KD. And I believe Steve Nash is on his case and in his face.
You think?
Yes.
Okay. I can see that. But I mean, I also look at it as Kevin Durant got 4 years on this deal. There is no way in hell I'm trading him for nothing but a king's ransom in return.
Well,
it's just you got a 4-year deal, brother, and you're gonna be here.
Well, you've seen what he does when he's somewhere that he don't want to be. He just kind of lackadaisical.
Who? KD?
KD.
Where did he not want to be that he's been lackadaisical?
Well, where did you
OKC?
Okay.
He just didn't
what did he
perform.
do?
He didn't perform. He nutted up. His sphincter
done.
got so tight that if he would have farted, he'd have blown up. Boom!
Please, this is not an anatomy class. We're going to talk about those topics and more with Street Talk. We've got some of our great friends with us, and they've got more than one or two things to say. So stick with us. Be back. R&R on Sports right after this.
Be back.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
Avery Sunshine, I am just overjoyed to spend some time with you.
Listen, what you know about pot liquor? You from Memphis, so you know.
My favorite part of all of that, I'm like, don't throw that away.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
Welcome back to On Our Own Sports. You're sad, man. That was a sad back, but that's okay. Long as you try.
Think it was sadder than what you
warming
do?
up your vocal
What
cords
you
is
do?
cool. Listen, man. Listen,
It
we got
sounded
guests.
just like
we
that
got
little
guests.
foolishness
We
you
have
do.
guests.
Okay.
Listen.
Hi,
this
guests.
This is street talk. Street talk is when we replicate the barbershop setting digitally. So with that, we have 3 amazing individuals from different parts of the
Talk
country.
about them. Introduce them.
The
Go ahead.
young woman in the group is a lady by the name of Ryan Wagner, straight out of Orlando, Florida, where all those crazy folks are. What's up, Ryan?
What's up?
Didn't you say something about call her a bucket or something?
No, I ain't said nothing like that. And straight out
I
of
have no idea what
Charlotte,
you're talking about.
new resident of Charlotte, North Carolina. We got my brother Andrew Givens. What's up, Drew?
Good evening. Good evening. Great to see everyone.
Good to see you too, bro.
And last but certainly not least, we got the brother with that's alliteration personified.
What is it?
Larry Lundy out of Dallas, Texas. What's up, Larry Lundy?
Good to be here. What's up, G-Man? What's up, Ryan?
Fantastic.
Right.
So look, guys, we're gonna start right off the top. Serena done announced that she's seeing the end of the tunnel. She's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I want to get you all's thoughts on that. First, starting up, Ryan. Ryan, what's your thoughts on Serena, her career, and what does this say about her now that she's retiring?
Job well done. Like, it's very rare that you get to live in a time to see greatness like that. I was probably too young to really remember Michael Jordan, so she's that for me for tennis. She's very unapologetic in how she dressed at the matches. I know she wore that cat suit and it made people's brains explode, but I love that her legacy, we're witnessing that legacy through Coco Gauff and Sloane Stephens, Naomi Osaka. So I would say job well done to the GOAT of tennis. Well, she's the GOAT.
Absolutely.
In general,
absolutely.
But I can't wait to see what she does next.
Oh, for real. I'm with you on that. Larry Lundy, Black Sports Executives in Texas. What's up?
Wow, Serena, from seeing her close, really, have mixed. I mean, she's so close, in the open era. She is the most dominant tennis player around, but I think she deserves that 24th. It's too bad she didn't knock it off those last 2 or 3 where she was in the finals. And, I would say that she loved nothing more to compete and win. They've said stories that's, legendary. And even when she's playing charades, she wants to win. And she loved nothing more than winning in tennis until recently. There's something that's replaced that, and that's her daughter. And so I think she can have it all. I think she can, but I think she's, to her credit, saying, she can see the light at the end of the rainbow. I'm hoping that she gets one more shot because I think she deserves that mantle as the greatest in not only open era, but in tennis.
Absolutely.
For 24 titles, Margaret Court has 24. She's got 23. But we all know Margaret didn't face the competition Serena faced.
No way, no how. All right, my boy Andrew, what you got, man? What you think?
Well, as long as you can't say retiring, we in the NFL, we talked about that. We come up with all types of different phrases. We said, don't say retired NFL players. So she's not retiring. She's just moving to another phase in her life. And the great thing about that is that she gets to make that decision on when she shuts it down on the court. But I can't wait to see her in a few weeks in New York. I think she's going to come out and just show these kids that she has not lost what she has.
Do you think this is a setup? Do you think it's a setup to let the kids kind of rest a little bit, kind of relax a little bit, and she going to catch them sleeping?
What did Michael say? 99.9%? She's shutting it down now. So there's that 1% she may come back, but I think she really is focused on what Larry said. She's talking about family. Her daughter is out there on the tennis court saying, hey, mommy, I need a sister to play tennis with. So I think she's going to focus on Serena Ventures as well as family, which is important.
I'm happy to see it because as a rule, people in the skin that we're in who look like us don't know when to go to the house.
Okay.
We stay too long. And you are the first to know when it's time And I respect that she understands that she's got a whole lot of life ahead of her.
What's your delay? I mean, because it's been time for you to go to the house for a while. But listen,
we're gonna go
moving on. We're gonna move on. Live off of Tiger Woods $700 million. I'm trying to figure out why the brother ain't playing over in Saudi Arabia somewhere. What's y'all thoughts on that? Andrew, what's your thoughts on Tiger turning down $700-800 million?
Well, I think for Tiger, it's not about the money. I think what it is for him, it's about the PGA and respect to the PGA and all the players that brought it up to where he is now. And Tiger is responsible for a lot of gentlemen making a lot of money in the PGA. You know, before Tiger, you probably looked down and you were about 10 people. You had to be in the top 10 to be in the big money. Now that list goes way beyond 25, 30 people making them type of money that they're making now. So I think it's all about respecting the PGA for Tiger.
Larry?
Yeah, I would say not only respect for the game and the student of the game that Tiger is, but this is an opportunity for Tiger for all of his missed shots and misfires, when he had it going so well. And what took him down off the course, if you will. Right. This is an opportunity for him to rally and be one of the good guys, to respect the game. Plus, they're making that kind of money, and they didn't put in what he put in. So he's a little bit miffed. Like, they can make that kind of money, and I help, as Andrew said, raise the game, helped with the earnings, helped with that, the Tour Championship purses. So he's probably a little bit, not feeling that, and not a respect of that. And he's probably had some folks talk to him also about the political ramifications. He doesn't need any more baggage. In other words, this is a chance for him to be the bag lady, let that bag go, like Erykah Badu said.
All right, Ryan, bad clean up on this one. What you think?
I'm a golf outsider, but I will say, 800 million. I don't think I could do with that.
You getting the vapors over that?
But
listen, Charles Barkley said he was going for 60. So I'm trying to figure out what loyalty does Charles
I know. But
But Charles changed up on that.
I guess he doesn't really need it. He doesn't really need it, and I hope that he leverages this, at least with Black athletes with an interest in golf, like J.R. Smith has done at North Carolina A&T, I believe.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Curry and Howard.
Yeah. So I hope he pivots that. I know he's probably angry at Liv, but I hope he does something with that no, if you will.
So Ryan, while you're there, I want to pivot and talk about Deshaun Watson. What are your thoughts?
Should he be out? Should he be out more than 6 games? Should it be the entire year?
This feels like another instance where the NFL was policing itself in a way. Mm-hmm. You had this judge say that he needed a 6-game suspension, if you will, based off of their bylaws. Right. So really, did she really have much say in it, even though she thought he was guilty on all counts? I don't know. This feels very retroactive. Why not give him the year suspension outright? Part of me feels like this is to also make up for what happened with Ray Rice. But the NFL has been hit or miss with domestic violence even. So I better late than never, I guess. I mean, given how they treated Colin Kaepernick around BLM, this NFL, I guess, good job doing your job. I don't know.
Does anybody question?
Hold on. Listen. Hold on. Before we get into the other comments, listen, we got to take a real quick break. We're going to come back on the other side, and we're going to pick up with Larry and Andrew and get more feedback from Ryan as it relates to Deshaun Watson and a couple other topics. Listen, it's a Street Talk on the R&R on Sports, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Williams Brack, co-host of Grind Set. The insight you gain from us and our guests will motivate you to take the leap into entrepreneurship. So stay with us. What's your grind set? And if you happen to miss some of our episodes, make sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast provider.
Grind Set on the Kazukian Network.
And our on sports, please don't say that. It's chaos here, ladies and gentlemen. We need some order. But we had begun to talk about Deshaun Watson. I want to ask this. Here's my question.
Well, before
not before. Hush. I want to ask this question. Does anybody question, any of among you question the allegations?
Where there's smoke, there's
quiet
fire.
over there.
Oh,
man.
wasn't it?
It was quiet over there. Wait a minute. We got an NFL guy who literally got quiet. So
cricket.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Hold on, Andrew. Come on, Andrew. We coming to you on this one, baby.
That's
straight up.
smoke.
Okay,
Definitely.
now give me something. Do you believe or disbelieve the allegations?
Where there's smoke, there is fire. I believe the allegations. What I don't believe, though, is how is it that all 20 of these women had the same attorney? How is that possible?
The man is working hard.
But let me ask you this. Now, being a little bit edgy on this, he did not rape anybody. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so help me understand, what is he being penalized for?
He's being penalized because he's not an owner of a team like Robert Kraft, who went down to Miami to get his happy ending after his massage. That's what he's being penalized for.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that one, but you're exactly right. Yeah. Good job, Andrew.
Spoken like a true former player.
All right, now, so Larry, come on, bring it in.
I've got several. This is so complicated because Deshaun was such a great quarterback. One of the quarterbacks was not the standard running quarterback. He was in the pocket. He was the one that was going to break the mold. Clean,
break the stereotype.
Yeah. He had it all. What I'm trying to figure out, though, just a couple things, being a native of Cleveland before moving here as a youngster, Dallas, is were there not any massage therapists in Houston? Number one. Number two, 24 that you have NDAs for, that you're signing some behavior there there's something's mutually consented upon, but those that wasn't, in the respect for women, it wasn't reported earlier until I think Andrew said that given. So at some point, some of those women probably had some things that happened that they did not wish to have happen, even though signed NDAs, got flown in from Atlanta, wherever it may happen. But thirdly, once it became a money grab, that they all did pile on with that attorney. And that's the same attorney that's a neighbor of the owner of the Houston Texans. And, so there's all that. But fourthly, if you give him 6 games, there's nothing this young man could come back from. If you've seen the memes with him and the Bill Cosby head and that, he's going to live this forever.
Yes, forever.
And so the punishment is 6 games. The NFL is trying to be independent and give an independent ruling. Their independent ruling didn't like it because they could see the discrepancy of, like, Ezekiel Elliott tipped over a guy at the parking lot. He got 6 games. So you can have some issue with 24 women and that equals one guy tipping over 4 forwards at the concert, a little drunk. So they don't really have that consistent yet. I think Ryan mentioned that consistent enforcement. So they're trying to do a retroactive make good. But whatever it is, 6, 9 a year, this is something he's going to live with the rest of his life. I hope he can put it behind him and marry the young lady, and she can hopefully get some massage lessons, and he won't have to do all
that. Ryan, I'm gonna let you have the last word on Deshaun Watson.
I would love to know if this is going to be the standard moving forward when things like this come up, because Ben Roethlisberger certainly wasn't given a year either. Although he had a lot to say about who should and shouldn't be the face of the league, and I'm the Steelers fan on this thing, and I was like, really, you might want to sit this one out, Ben.
Right, for sure.
Now that you're retired,
quickly.
So I would love to know what their standard is moving forward. Will this be it? Will this also be the standard for domestic violence cases with players? Because there's been a lot of that in the NFL. So we'll see.
No, there's not going to be any standard.
Yeah, I don't see that. I
Again, like I said, that's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell is beholden to the owners, not the other way around. I know.
Well, let me ask you this though: hasn't the brother been out for 2 seasons? He's literally not played for 2 seasons. So if that's the case, why isn't that good enough? Or is it because he was paid? Because he was a physical unable to play list?
Yeah, one of us injured. He was injured, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was like he got paid, and it was nothing punitive about that.
Right. I know he set out. But he was
paid.
forced out. He was
paid.
forced out too. It wasn't like he did it on his own, volition.
But he got paid.
So that's the difference. Well, he's only getting paid $1 million this year. So what are you saying that he gets suspended for a year? He's only going to lose $1 million this year.
That's because he has a smart agent, David Marietta, African American agent, that structured it that way. They all knew this was happening, so it was smart on their part to structure that. The Browns understood that, and they're ramping up for life after.
That makes sense.
Life after.
That makes
Speaking
sense.
of life after, real quickly, Andrew, what's the situation with Lamar Jackson up in Baltimore? Is he going to get a deal done, or how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I'd have to refer to my man Larry on this, being a representative and knowing that league. But I would be willing to bet that he's going to get his deal done before the season starts. I say hold on, because considering what everyone else has been getting, Murray got in Arizona, he's just sitting back and saying, hey, I don't care when it happens. At this point, I'm going to get paid.
I'm thinking he's going to be the first $60 million. He's going to be the first $60 million quarterback. Larry, you're an NFL agent. What you got?
I'm not an agent per se on the marketing management side, but having talked to agents and the team and met his mother, Mama's involved. They're like, hey, you had your chance. The same way the Cowboys had Dak. You had your chance. When you let it get to the open market, as Andrew said, he's like, what? Dak got $40 million and he's never been MVP and never been to conference. Okay, check. Kyler Murray got 40. He's like, well, you guys just send me the check. I'll be here. So he knows where the starting point is. So it's going to be on the Ravens to either put up, make him one of those highest paid. It's just like what happened with the receivers.
It can't be one of the highest paid. I think the market is set for him to be the highest paid.
He's the next one up. So he will be the highest paid. I don't think it's going to be 60, but I think he definitely will be 50 plus, going up.
Wow. Ryan, you got any thoughts on this?
I'm in agreement with everyone on here. He's going to get the deal, because if the floor is Kyler Murray, then once that deal happened, Lamar was like, I'm gonna wait.
Why do you believe he hasn't signed a deal? Honestly, because he's been eligible for one, and everyone else in his class has. Why did he hold out?
I think it's a two-way street. It's not that he held out. It's also the Ravens. None of these owners want to pay until this time. It's season ticket time. We're trying to get some money in the bank, and they have other needs.
Well, wait a minute. That ain't been the case with Josh Allen. That's not been the case with many, many other quarterbacks. It only seems to be the case with
two-way street. I can tell you, Lamar is different. He's like, I got money. I ain't had money. I'm from South Florida. Hey, we already. We know. Me and Mom been through this. So
right.
It's fine.
He said, "How was it to lose?" He said, "I ain't never had it, so I ain't lost nothing."
Right.
Oh wow.
So what do you guys think about KD is requesting a trade and saying the only way he could stay is if the Nets fired Steve Nash and the general manager and the GM.
The people that he bring Steve Nash with him from Golden State? Wasn't Steve Nash his
if he didn't
coach
come
at Golden State?
They got there at the same time. They rode the same bus. they was on the bus together.
They had the same transfer and everything.
They might have not come there literally together, but they got there. They arrived at the same time. What do you guys think about that? I mean, and talk to me about what you think KD's net value is to that organization anyway.
Drew?
I think his value has in somewhat decreased over the last few years of his lack of playing, his injuries, and the response that we're getting from other players that's saying he's not that great get along type of teammate that we all thought he was in Golden State. So although it was surprising to hear Curry say that, come on back and, come on back to Golden State. But I'm not sure what's going to happen there. It's a situation of where, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to get traded, to be honest with you, because I think his value has decreased.
Man, this got 4 years left on his deal. Ryan, what you think?
I'm looking at his pattern of behavior. I mean, if this was really, why did you come to Brooklyn in the first place? You know how Kyrie is. Steve Nash is a first-time coach. And how dare you bring up the Miami Heat? He wouldn't make it a week with Pat Riley.
No, right. I totally agree with you on that.
Correct.
One.
No. It just feels like he's taking the easy route in a sense that because he doesn't want to be the leader, the one, which was the case in Golden State where he didn't have to be front facing.
He wasn't the bus driver.
He wasn't the bus driver. Everybody knew that was Steph.
Didn't have to be. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now, we're seeing what it really is with him. And I don't know why he seems to think this is like the Anthony Davis situation where Anthony just had, I think, a year left on his contract.
Right.
And things weren't getting any better with the New Orleans Pelicans. So I think he's going to be a net, he might go to Boston, but I don't really think Boston's willing to blow up that young core that they have. And they've probably already pissed off Jaylen Brown. By just throwing his name in a trade, right? So I believe that NBA owners are also not willing to help him get out of Brooklyn either. And so,
I think
he better not come to Miami.
Horrible precedence. I think it's setting a horrible precedence if they do. Listen, Ryan Wagner, Orlando, Florida, Larry Lundy, Dallas, Texas, Andrew Givens, Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you so much for spending this time with us on Street Talk on R&R on Sports. Listen, everybody, we're going to be right back with some parting words and go from there. All right? Stay right there. Holla at you later.
R&R on Sports.
I was trying out with the Portland Trail Blazers. Thought I made the team. 2 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call in my hotel, so I know that's not good. So
not at 2 o'clock in the morning, man.
And, he was cool about it. I mean, obviously they liked me and wanted to keep me, but tell me what flight I'm on so I can get back home.
Good. I can get out of here.
So I can get out of here.
It's R&R on Sports.
Back for more. Boy, I wish y'all. I wish we had outtakes.
I'm telling you, bro.
During the breaks.
You know what I heard? Just thinking about finishing up on KD real quick. I heard he's like his head looked like flies on peanut butter.
Don't do that.
That's what I heard. I heard it was flies on peanut butter. But nah, man. I mean, listen, man. Listen, I love KD. KD is an amazing ball player. But I still think leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to being a champion.
Yeah.
Now, what we said we was going to do the last time we were on is that we were going to make a shout out to our girl Brittany.
Always.
Brittany.
Since last we spoke, and she has been sentenced to 9 years in Russia Now, my understanding is that there had to be the conviction, if you will, before they could start talking about a release. That was part of the protocol. I hope that's correct. I am looking forward to them doing them being the United States and along with Russia doing whatever they have to do to get the sister out of there and home.
Man, I'm looking at Skylar Diggins, and I don't know her new last name, but looking at the members of her team and how much stress and struggle that they've had to deal with in this situation, and thinking about then they're supposed to go out and play a game. And I was looking at an interview with Skylar Diggins, and she was like, I don't know, we didn't even want to play. We worried about our sister.
Yeah.
And I just, man, I'm sending up tall timber for Brittany Griner. May you be safe and you get home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we will continuously mention that, because she will continuously be on our minds and in our hearts.
Absolutely.
All right. We appreciate you being with us here on R&R on Sports. I hope you stay with us and tell your friends about us, download us, do all of that stuff, share us, all of that. And what can I say? I'm Howard Robertson.
I'm the great one, Larry Robinson.
Why you always got to be the great one?
Because that's who I am. You got to speak things as if they are.
As if they are.
Knowing that they are.
No. Don't fix it. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back next week. Later.
You've been listening to a little R&R on Sports, written and produced by Howard Robertson, Larry Robinson, recorded and mixed in Memphis, Tennessee.